I'm Mark.
And I'm Carissa.
And we're Set on Sainthood.
We have been on an epic adventure to find answers to life's greatest questions.
And though the struggle is so real,
when you're on an adventure with Christ, it's all worth it.
Please join us in the universal call to be
Set on Sainthood.
Today we're headed to France to see, well, a really amazing saint.
This is a saint you've all heard of from the scriptures, Saint Mary Magdala.
And here is the church where her remains are kept. We really had no clue before this pilgrimage that Mary Magdala and many of the other disciples of Christ actually fled to France, well, at the time, I guess southern Gaul, in order to spread the good news. And here's the crypt. You climb down below the church, and they have some very amazing old sculptures. And there in the back you can see her relics, which is actually her
skull.
Isn't that amazing? Now, there were a few heresies that actually tried to destroy everything they could of the saints. In this case, the Huguenots. It's amazing that they were able to preserve the first-class relics of Saint Mary Magdala, who has so much to tell us about how we should accept God's love and forgiveness, and how that should transform our lives.
Mary didn't just meet Christ and leave that encounter the same. She met Christ, changed, as Mark said. She was transformed by her encounter with Christ and his radical mercy. St. Mary Magdala is known from scriptures as having 7 demons. She was possessed and Jesus drove the demons out of her. But Mary turned from this life of darkness and sin and all of these other oppressive things, and she followed Jesus for the rest of Scripture all the way to the cross. And then Mary of Magdala joined St. Martha and some other saints on a voyage all the way up to modern-day France.
And wow, this church was really in the middle of nowhere. No trains to get there. You had to take a bus. But there were other pilgrims going there too, including one who was doing the Camino de Santiago. And man, you can tell they're really going for it. It is quite beautiful and well worth an extra hour both to and from the city of Marseille, if you can survive Marseille.
One of the highlights is actually this pulpit. These are all carved scenes from Mary Magdala's life. Now, what you'll notice is that some of the scenes are also scenes of the other Saint Mary, and so there is some dispute in the tradition over, is Saint Mary of Magdala the same person who is the Saint Mary, the sister of Martha? We think that because this Saint Mary of Magdala, that is a city that's actually up in northern Israel near Galilee, versus Saint Mary of Bethany, Saint Mary and Martha and Lazarus of Bethany, that's right across from Jerusalem, which is on the opposite side of the country. So some of these scenes might depict like her washing the feet of Jesus with her hair, the perfumed oil, things like that. But we think that they are 2 different people simply because of their names, St. Mary of Magdala versus Mary of Bethany.
And the ruins of the old basilica are all around to be seen. It's just amazing what the church has withstood over the ages. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you enjoy your next adventure.